What's up guys, I'm doing another video and today we're going to try and fix the Paseo a little bit. So it's been a little while since you've seen me post a video on the Paseo and well, it hasn't run quite right. Yeah, I ran in the last video and it sounded like a UPS truck, and that was because it had a leaky exhaust system. So here's the car. Kind of disappointing actually that it's in here, unfortunately. I just kind of stored it away for a little while, but you know, it's over here with the Corolla, so it's quite unfortunate. But we're gonna get this car out of here today. I'm gonna hope that this battery isn't dead, but if not, I guess I'll have to jump it and hope that the Corolla battery isn't dead. So the reason it sounded like a UPS truck when I filmed about 8 months ago and it did its first startup was because it was leaking out of the exhaust manifold right there. The flange broke off the downpipe. Well, I ended up putting OBX headers on it, and then I had it go from the downpipe, and it was leaking back there. So then I ended up taking the stock exhaust that was on it. I cut off the flange right in front of the catalytic converter. I didn't delete the cat. Cut it off right in front, cut the bolts off because I couldn't get the bolts off. So I cut the flange off, cut the bolts off, ran new bolts through, and then I cut the muffler off the back so I could get the exhaust in, because I couldn't get any of the bolts. They were all just completely seized on. There was no way to get them off. I was stripping them. So I ended up cutting the muffler off so I could actually get the exhaust underneath the car, because it goes up and over the axle. So I cut the muffler off. I connected it up to the downpipe. So then I had no muffler, so it was drivable now. With no muffler, it was drivable. It didn't sound great, it sounded kind of bad, a little ricey, but it drove. So then I ended up taking it to an exhaust shop, and I had a MagnaFlow muffler welded on. It's a MagnaFlow, just standard muffler, and I had it welded onto the car, so it ran, and now I've experienced some issues. It does like a little clattering noise from it. I thought maybe it was the distributor cap and rotor. Put a new distributor cap and rotor in it. Still didn't do anything. The drive shafts are shot, so we're gonna put drive shafts in it today and hope that that's the sound. I don't really know what it is. I took it to the mechanic and he said that it could be could be my engine, but he doesn't think so. So we're hoping the clattery noise is something in the suspension, so I don't have to pull this engine apart, because that's pretty much what I'm at now, is pulling the engine apart. So it's unfortunate that all this you know, happened to the car, because I put a lot of time into it, but you know, it happens. So we're gonna get this car out of here. We're gonna put an intake from the Tercel onto it so that it can drive, and we'll start putting the drive shafts in. So before I end up putting an intake on it and doing all this work, I want to see if it even turns over. So let's figure it out. Battery seems to be alright. Oh, almost. Come on. This car is not liking it. It was running just fine without a filter, so I'm not really sure what's the wrong here. Okay, let's try and put a filter on it and see if that'll fix it. So I know everyone's gonna rip me a new one for saying that you're stupid for trying to start it with a filter. It started just fine without a filter before. I know it's not the greatest thing for it, but I wasn't driving it around, I'm just moving it around the house so I can get it out of the way. And it started just fine without one, so I'm a little worried now that I might have a bigger issue than it just not starting. I know I have gas. Let's try it again. Come on. It's not running right, but Okay, so I left it and it sat for a few minutes, and now it runs fine. So yeah, let's try and get it out of this carport real quick, and we'll try and put the drive shafts in. All right, let's see if this thing's running right. Yeah, seems to be running all right. The check engine light's on. That recently came on the last time I drove it. I was having a little issue with it running right. It's kind of hard to explain, but I ended up turning the distributor and it made it run 100 times better, and then I got a check engine light. So I'm gonna see what that is later and see if it might have something to do with it, because it was doing this thing where it would start surging on the highway. Now, if you saw the engine, it's not a carbureted car, so something's wrong with some sort of sensor, I'm assuming. Because usually fuel-injected cars don't start surging unless you have some sort of air-to-fuel mixture wrong, and that's usually caused by a sensor, I would think. So, must be something wrong there. But it seems to be running fine now. So, let's get it back to the house. We'll change those drive shafts. Got a major problem on that last pull. It's starting to die. I tried to go up my driveway and I couldn't make it. Listen to this. It sounds like a two-stroke. Oh yeah, something is not good. This car's dead. It's dying. Let's see if I can make it. Come on. So what I'm thinking, and what I'm hoping is not true, is that with the intake open, somehow water got in there and flooded the cylinders. So I'm going to pull the spark plugs after this cools down and hope that I don't find a lake inside my cylinders. It wouldn't run if it was a lake, I guess, because, you know, it would have hydro-locked, but you know, there's obviously something not right, because it's just not it's not having it. I'm gonna pull the fuse. I'll pull all this. What I'll probably try and do, pull the spark plugs out. I'll pull the EFI fuse out and just turn it over and see if stuff starts shooting out of the cylinders. Okay, so I pulled all the spark plugs out of the cylinders, and we're gonna turn it over with the fuse pulled for the EFI. So what I ended up figuring out was I pulled the number 1 spark plug out, and I don't know if you can see that, but there is either oil or some sort of water on that plug. I'm gonna say it's water. So I pulled the EFI fuse just now. Sorry, my phone is out of focus. I pulled the EFI fuse just now so that it wasn't flooding the cylinders, and then pulled the spark plugs out, and then turned it over to see if when the cylinders were coming up, if it would shoot any water out of there. So I don't think any shot out, because I couldn't see anything staring through this little gap in the hood right here. But we're gonna put the spark plugs back in and see if it runs right now. Okay, so I put the spark plugs in, put the wires back in, and I don't know if that did anything, but we'll find out. Okay, let's see. Seems to be fine. Yep. Alright, so we'll put this car together and take it for a spin real quick. Well, the windshield's super dirty, but it seems to be running just fine. It pulls like it always used to, which isn't very fast, but I mean it pulls. And you know, it's running fine, so I think we'll call that and hope that it's working just fine. I'm gonna do a stop to 60 pull, okay, that was a stupid way of phrasing it. I'm gonna do a 0 to 60 pull when I get down this hill onto the flat ground over there, and we'll see what it's sounding like. We're gonna do a 0 to 60 pull. Because I couldn't reach 60 before this turn. This car is painfully slow. So anyways, guys, that was the video. It wasn't what I planned when I began filming this morning, but, you know, things don't always go as planned. Like I said, my original intention was to put drive shafts in the thing, and that didn't happen. It was a whole day of troubleshooting as to why this car didn't want to run like it should. So tomorrow, I'm going to put drive shafts in this thing, and hopefully I can trust it to take me an hour to Tucson to a car meet. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, more videos coming soon on this car because we're bringing it back.